You've been running your Shopify store for a few years now. There were golden years, strong sales, solid returns, but lately, out of nowhere, things just stopped growing. Maybe you're even losing money. You've tried everything, but since 2020, nothing seems to move the needle anymore. Stick with me. I'm going to help you understand why. Because identifying the problem is already half of the way to solving it. Hey, I'm Igor, founder of Vasta, where we help ambitious Shopify store owners convert more visitors into buyers using data-backed CRO strategies. And we've worked with over 450 Shopify stores just like yours. In nearly 10 years of working with Shopify store owners, we've identified 5 silent mistakes that quietly drain your revenue every single day and hinder your growth. And no, I'm not talking about checkout, speed, or any of those obvious essentials. We're going a bit deeper in this conversation. Many store owners struggle to earn between $30,000 to $50,000 a month. And the reason why? It's almost never where you think. Some gurus will say you need to improve your site speed, invest in CRO, or fix your SEO. That's obvious. That's the bare minimum. Without those, your store might not even survive. But what no one talks about, and this is where the real gold is, are the things that aren't entirely in your control. Yet, if you master them, you play on the same level as the big players. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, not keeping up with your audience. Most Shopify store owners I've worked with are intimately familiar with every detail of their products, but very few understand on the same level who's actually buying it. That's where a huge mistake happens. You probably know how many people visit your site, click around, browse, but do you really know who they are? And more importantly, who they are today. Because here's the truth, your audience changes. A quick example. Remember back in 2010 when cupcakes were everywhere? They weren't desserts anymore. Cupcakes made their way into fashion prints, jewelry, and lifestyle trends. To give you an idea, the term cupcake peaked at over 80% in search interest in the US that year. Trends like this happen all the time. Every year, something captures attention and drives desire. And that tells us a lot about human behavior. If you want to sell to people, you need to understand at least how people transform. You start by looking at your own customer base. Who are they? What's their style, taste, and browsing behavior? Which influencers do they follow? These insights are key when planning campaigns, updates, and product launches. Understanding your audience and how they evolve is a powerful weapon. Ask yourself, how did your customers shop a year ago? And how do they shop today? What's their actual journey before landing on your store? What can they afford now? And what might they afford in the future? Are they looking for discounts, exclusivity, convenience, or a status symbol? When you have answers to these questions, every business decision becomes sharper. But if you lose touch with your real audience, you end up marketing to someone who's already moved on, and your copy, layout, and strategy will all feel outdated. My advice, master your customer's mind as soon as possible. Read reviews, run polls, check your metrics, and do testing. The more you understand what's behind the click, the easier it becomes to deliver precisely what they need. And if you want to go deeper, here are 3 books I highly recommend for understanding modern buying behavior. Number 1, Biology, Truth and Lies About Why We Buy by Martin Lindstrom. Number 2, Invisible Influence, The Hidden Forces That Shape Behavior by Jonah Berger. Number 3, Contagious, Why Things Catch On by Jonah Berger. Mistake number 2, not investing in branding and desire. Speaking of changing behavior, not everyone buys for the same reasons. But one thing is certain, no one buys just a product. People buy how that product makes them feel. They buy into belonging, status, security, confidence, and identity. And that's exactly why in a market full of stores selling the same exact thing you do, what sets you apart is not your product, it's your brand. If your store feels generic, cold, or lifeless. You're likely to be forced into a price war. And price wars don't scale. According to Harvard Business Review, companies that build strong emotional connections with customers generate twice the customer lifetime value compared to neutral brands. In other words, the more you connect, the more and for a longer period you sell. So here's the simple idea. Build a community that stands behind your brand. And to do that, your brand needs to be different. It needs to evoke a strong emotional response. Once you understand your audience and know your product inside out, your next move is to make sure your visual identity, tone of voice, and brand positioning clearly express that essence. Speak your audience's language. Make your customer service stand out. Be ultra kind, ultra fast, and even add a touch of humor. Create your own brand universe with your culture, inside jokes, rituals, even memes. And even though I'm giving you these tips, the truth is there is no one-size-fits-all formula. The only absolute rule, build a genuine brand, one with soul, and you attract people who genuinely connect with it. Those people become loyal customers and natural brand ambassadors. If you want to go deeper, here are 2 powerful books I highly recommend. Start with Why by Simon Sinek, a classic on brand purpose. It teaches that people don't buy what you do, but why you do it. Brands with clear purpose grow with deeper loyalty. Second book is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, a practical guide on how to tell your brand story in a way that puts the customer at the center, turning your website, pages, and messaging into powerful conversion machines. Mistake number 3, slow store or poor mobile experience. I know, this topic may sound outdated, but sadly, it's still one of the biggest invisible sales killers on Shopify. I work with store owners every day, and I keep seeing the same exact thing. Slow websites, poorly optimized for mobile, simple bugs, broken layouts of the checkout journey. And here's the kicker. Over 73% of all visits to Shopify stores come from mobile devices, as per Shopify in 2024. That means that if your store isn't flawless on mobile, even with exceptional products, ad traffic, and great reviews, if the experience is frustrating, if the pages take too long to load, if the buttons are too small, if the layout breaks, people won't trust your store. And remember, people only buy from brands they trust. And trust starts before they hit complete purchase. That's why marketplaces like Amazon and eBay sell so much. It's not because they're well known, it's because they're predictable and reliable. You know they work. Can your store say the same? A slow or glitchy store doesn't just cost you a sale in the moment. It leaves a negative impression in your customer's mind, and that's tough to undo. So what should you do? Test your store on different phones and screen sizes. Measure your load speed using tools like Google Page Speed Insights or GT Metrics. Remove heavy apps or unnecessary scripts. Fix bugs and misaligned elements urgently. And if you need technical help with that, Vasa can undoubtedly assist you. We have a team of specialists in CRO, UX, SEO, performance, speed, and Shopify development. You'll find a link in the description to book an audit with us. Mistake number 4, ignoring niche influencers. Many Shopify store owners pour a fortune into paid ads, specifically on Meta. And yes, that platform still works. But if you're just starting out or working with a tight budget, relying solely on paid media is risky. You need to diversify your traffic sources. And one of the most powerful and most overlooked is niche influencer marketing. Most store owners immediately think of creators with millions of followers. The problem is they're expensive, they don't have a deep connection with their audience, usually drives cold traffic that doesn't convert. But what if I told you that influencers under 10,000 followers, the so-called nano and micro influencers, often generate way more trust and engagement? According to Nielsen in 2023, 92% of people trust recommendations from people they follow and admire more than any traditional ad. And HubSpot found that nano influencers can generate up to 4 times more engagement than large influencers in product campaigns. Not to mention that in 2025, we're seeing a clear shift. People are gathering in smaller, more specific communities with shared values and distinct interests. The smaller and more niche the group, the higher the chance your brand will be heard and bought. So here's the move. Forget the big names for now. Map out small creators in your niche. Look for accounts that speak directly to your audience, even if they're only 3,000 followers. Reach out, send products, and build real relationships. If you execute this well, you'll be surprised by the response rate and even more by the actual sales results. Because these creators have real authority inside the right bubble. Instead of trying to reach everyone, connect your brand with the people who already have the attention of the ones who matter. Today, influence isn't about fame, it's about focus. Mistake number 5, not using AI to your advantage. To most people, AI is just a tool for writing product descriptions, but that's just scratching the surface. Today, AI can help you humanize customer support, come up with better ideas, and understand your customer data. But its biggest potential, the one no one talks about, lies in something else entirely. Showing up as a recommendation in AI-powered searches. Think about it. Someone opens ChatGPT and asks, "What's a good store for sustainable fashion that ships fast to New York?" And your store shows up, not as an ad, not as a random option, but as a trusted organic recommendation with the weight of a personal referral. That's the future of SEO. And it's already happening. Research from the University of Zurich shows that people trust AI responses more when they feel conversational, which is precisely how most LLMs like ChatGPT talk today. And Professor S. Shyam Sunder compared LLMs to attentive waiters. They don't just understand your order, they anticipate your preferences. And that builds something incredibly valuable, credibility. Now, think about what that means for your Shopify store. Showing up in an AI-generated response, whether in ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, or Google SGE, isn't just visibility. It's visibility with trust, with weight. It's like having someone your customer respects saying, "Buy from here." You can trust them. That's the new word of mouth, the new trust badge. So how do you show up in AI answers? There is no magic trick. AI forces us to do SEO differently and, ironically, more humanly. AI doesn't respond to predictable writing or keyword stuffing. It responds to context, clarity, and relevance. Your SEO needs to feed AI the proper context. So no, SEO isn't dead, but it does need a complete rethink. Instead of writing high-quality premium backpack, write something like 22-liter backpack that fits laptops up to 15.6 inches, fits under airplane seats, and keeps your electronics dry in light rain. Perfect for digital nomads and weekend travelers. That paints a picture, tells a story, provides context, and that's what AI is looking for. Bottom line, AI-first SEO is about understanding the question behind the search. If you're not optimizing for that today, it won't show up in tomorrow's answers. So don't just use AI to produce content. Use it as a bridge to be found, understood, and recommended. That's the difference between being just another result and the correct answer. If you recognize yourself in any of these mistakes, good. That means now you can fix them. The goal here isn't to criticize, it's to help you move forward. I'm Igor Silva, a Shopify expert and passionate entrepreneur. If you like this video, hit subscribe. I'm always sharing practical tips to help you grow your store. And check for the links below to grab our freebies, request an audit, or explore our tools. See you next time.